Welcome back to episode 4 of Skateboarding Lessons with Blaine and Gwent and Skateboard Academy UK. Thanks for joining us. Today we're going to cover a couple of skills to do with pivots, different things we can do with pivots, which is an addition on top of things we've done in the past already. We are going to learn a little bit about ollies. We are also going to learn a little bit about grabs and things we can do when we're rolling, which helps us basically look really stylish, look really cool, and represent some of our individuality when we are skateboarding. But first things first, I want to talk about a cool app that's come about. It's been made recently by the governing body of skateboarding, which is called Skateboard England. Even though we're in Wales, our governing body is called Skateboard England, and they've invented an app which covers all of the UK, and it's meant to tell us about all the skate parks across the UK. So if you've got a skate park in your area, it should be on this app, and if it isn't, I do believe that actually there is a function in the app where you can upload pictures of your skate park where you live. You can upload the location, and then everyone can share their skate park, and you can find wherever you are a local skate park to skate. So this app is called My Skate. You can download it on the App Store, whether you're on iPhone or Android. You should be able to download it. And the cool thing about it is that it's user generated, so it all depends on the people who are skating out there using this app to upload photos and the locations of the skate parks in their local areas, and then we can all share places to go and places to practice and hang out with friends, have fun, create memories, improve our health and fitness and our well-being. So check it out, have a little look. Other ways you can find skate parks is, I believe if you Google it, there's something called Skate Park Project UK, and they have all the names of all the skate parks across every county. You can look at your county, whether it's Blaine and Gwent, or whether you're in Caerphilly, or whether you've gone on a holiday to Devon, or whether you've gone up north to Scotland. You can find any skate park anywhere within this app. So there's loads of ways to find places to skate near you. So use the things we've learned in these lessons. Try and hit the skate parks and adapt them to skate park obstacles. Get out there and have some fun, and realize that, skateboarding is a really cool but very difficult thing, and it's a real test of, your patience and your determination. But if you can overcome skateboarding, you can overcome anything in life. So thank you for joining us for these skateboarding lessons. It's been really fun. Check us out on Instagram at Skateboard Academy UK. We're also on Facebook and Twitter and all the rest of it. Keep out there, send us in your clips, we'd love to see, and thank you very much. Enjoy the episode. So to start off today's lesson, we're going to focus on some cool things you can do when you're rolling. Hopefully you guys are feeling nice and comfortable when you're rolling, bending your knees and using your arms to balance. Something you can do on the spot is to reach down, bend your knees, and crouch right down and grab the board. You can grab the middle of the board between your toes, you can grab the front of the board on the nose, you can grab the back of the board on your tail, or you can even do a two-handed grab on the nose and the tail at the same time. Another alternative one is to use your backhand and grab between your heels on the back side of the board. So let's try it out. Get yourself rolling nice and steady in a comfortable speed for you, and reach down and grab the board. You can grab between your toes, you can grab the nose and the tail with two hands. Practice turns doing this maneuver. It's just a fun, cool, stylish way to roll the board. Make up your own grabs and see what you can come up with. Everyone can come up with different grabs, and it's all cool, it's all fun. It's just about looking cool and stylish. What we can add to this trick is, if we can grab the nose and the tail at the same time, we can crouch down, bend our knees, and do a little hop whilst holding on the board. This is called a cannonball jump. You can cannonball jump on the spot and practice that a few times. See if you can get all your wheels off the floor. This requires a little bit of power and just gripping the board nice and tight. You can try this cannonball rolling if you feel confident. Next up, I hope you guys have been practicing at home your pivots and your spins. So far we've covered pivoting on the back wheels, but pivoting can actually happen on the front wheels as well. What we can do to start off this part of the lesson is called a crab walk. A crab walk is where you shuffle your feet either side of the bolts, so you can lift both your tail and your nose and get all of your wheels off the floor. This allows you to sort of waddle and walk along, pivoting from the front wheels to the back wheels. Basically, you're taking steps forward as you swing each set of wheels forwards, one after the other. Practice this nice and slow, and after a while you can get really good at this where you can spin the board even further around. As you can see here, I'm pivoting quite big angles, which means that my board starts rolling backwards, then forwards, backwards and forwards. After practicing for a while, you can do full 180 rotations so that you end up going fakie, which is backwards, and back to normal, back to backwards, back to normal, back to backwards. It's just a fun thing to practice your skills. If you've practiced a long time like me, you can do all these different pivot maneuvers, forwards and backwards, spin yourselves round, and you can even try this skill backwards. You see, even it's hard for me sometimes, but it's the same sort of thing. Lift each set of wheels, one after the other, and walk backwards this time. Give it a go. After you've practiced for a while, you can even do backwards ones with full 180-degree pivots. So you're going backwards, then forwards, backwards and forwards. And again, here I'm just showing off, but I'm showing what you can do with the pivots and with the spins. Next up, we can find a nice gradual sloping hill. Take a few pushes and roll up the hill. See if you can roll back down the hill going fakie. You're going to need to use your arms to balance, bend your knees and turn your head backwards as you roll backwards down the hill. Always making sure you're looking in the direction of travel. Remember, this is backwards to what your normal comfortable rolling position is. After a while, you can even add a fakie pivot. What I want you to do is as you start rolling backwards, turn your arms and your shoulders first and then swing your legs around, pivoting on the back wheels, and then you can swing your front leg around. Go out and give this a go. This is fairly tricky but gets much easier if you practice loads. The last part of this session is going to be to do with the ollie. The ollie is a type of jump in skateboarding and it's one of the biggest tricks you can learn. Set up your feet with your front foot in the middle of the board and the back foot on the tail, keeping your feet nice and on the toes because this trick involves jumping. Step 1 is to tip the board up and snap the tail into the floor. Step 2 is to slide your front foot up towards the front bolts. Step 3 is to lift the knees up in the air. See if you can snap the tail on the floor and land back on the board. This does take a few tries and you may find that the board shoots off in front of you. If that's the case, I want you to tip your weight forwards as you do the snap and the jump motion. So tip your weight towards the front arm and try and land over that front knee. This means that you should try and keep the board underneath you. Next up, we're going to try lifting our knees a little bit higher to improve our ollies and get them off the floor. This trick is really hard and takes years and years of practice. I've been doing this for almost 20 years and that's why my ollies are high. But if you guys can just snap your tail and land on the bolts without falling off, that's actually a really great achievement. Eventually you can learn to ollie over drains, over lines on the floor. You can learn to ollie up curbs. You can learn to ollie off curbs. And after a while, if you're feeling really confident, you can learn to do ollies in quick succession, one up and one down. So go out there and experiment with your surroundings. Practice your ollies.